Hey, welcome to another episode of geekoutdoors.com. When you are new to Linux and you want to learn Linux, I think the best places to learn is the internet and of course through YouTube. But what about all the kids who are actually in traditional academic education? Where can they learn Linux? For most schools, that's not even an option, especially for much younger grades. But I read a very interesting article and a very valuable article at opensource.com. We'll leave all these links in the description area below, where they talk about forward-thinking Linux schools from pre-K all the way up to 12th grade. And specifically here, the author is talking about 4 schools within North America that is actually doing something different, that is actually introducing Linux to children at a very young age. And I believe Linux, it will change people's lives, not only from a personal standpoint, but Linux, if you have these skills, you could actually use it to earn a living. And that is a very important thing because here, not only can you learn something that will change your life, but at the same time, you can use it to make a living and you can also teach other people. And so if children are taught these things early on, it's a wonderful thing. And so let me go ahead and go through this article where he talks about 4 different schools that are actually changing the model of how to learn Linux at a very young age. So here are the schools that he's referring to, and I recommend you come read this. It does have a lot of other things, but he primarily focuses on the 4 schools and how they're helping to teach children Linux. And so the first school is at West Branch Area School District, where Aaron Press is actually giving students a Linux laptop with full root access, and they are actually encouraged to experiment with their operating system versus just having a computer that is there for them to actually watch and just learn from. They actually get to learn how their computer actually works through their Linux operating system. And then the second school is in St. Paul, Minnesota, with the Community School of Excellence, where Stu Karoff actually has an organization there called the Asian Penguins. This is a predominantly Asian students, but what they are given is actually Linux machines where they can learn about Linux and they can refurbish the computers as well. And so the third school is also in Pennsylvania, where Charlie Reisinger has this one-to-one laptop program that each student is given a root access enabled Linux laptop, and they can also join in on a technology apprenticeship as well, where they can get first-hand experience with Linux and other open source software. And then the final school here is actually in Brampton, Ontario, Canada, where Andrew Dobby's middle school students, they are actually provided Linux machines that they can actually refurbish and learn how to use Linux instead of ending up in landfills. And as you can see here, all of these schools that are highlighted, they really try to do the same things in terms of a mission of teaching students not only how to use the Linux operating system, but also get them interested in the world of technology. And it's also a great thing that these laptops do not end up in landfills. A lot of older Linux computers are actually still working very well because obviously Linux does not require as much resources to run. So that's a great way that you could still reuse these machines and teach children at the same time. And so all of these things right here, they really do give me a lot of hope in terms of traditional academic education, and hopefully this will spread, and there are other ways obviously that children can learn if they do not have these things available to them. If they want something that's more of a traditional education approach, well, the Linux Foundation along with edX, they also provide a free Linux program. This is a full 8 weeks of training, and this is great for anyone who actually wants to learn Linux. And this is taught by somebody who is actually from the Linux Foundation. And like I said, this is a free course. I will leave this in the link area description below. And if you actually look at the course right here, it's got pretty much everything someone who is new or even who just wants to really learn about their operating system, they could come here and go through the whole course and even take an exam at the end, and you could even get a certificate as well. And then when you actually look at the course itself, there's videos and texts. There's also, different tests that you could take throughout the course. And as you can see here, this actually has videos from the Linux Foundation themselves. And the introduction is with Linus Torvalds, the creator of the Linux kernel. And so this is an excellent course, and I highly recommend that you come here to actually take this course yourself. I am actually going through it myself, and so this is excellent not only for children but also for anyone who wants to learn Linux. And if you actually go to the Linux Foundation, they do have a training area where you can actually get not only free training but also paid training as well for Linux professionals. And so that is it for this episode. I just wanted to really highlight this particular article, and it is something that I do think about, and it's one of the main important reasons why I do a lot of my YouTube videos teaching people Linux, teaching people the things that I learned, because unfortunately our academic school systems do not do a great job in teaching skills and things that kids will really need later on in life. And if they are taught younger in traditional schools, then they would definitely be more interested in learning more by going to the internet, and also by creating their own types of content to teach other people about Linux, or they might even want to get into a career within Linux itself. Okay, so if you had any thoughts on these articles or getting education through the Linux Foundation, be sure to leave it in the comments area below. And as always, if you did get value out of these videos, please subscribe. And if you wanted to support my channel further, you can do that at patreon.com/Geek Outdoors. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.